Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So today I want to talk about, our values and, happiness and, the decisions that we make, really. Especially when it comes to purchasing and of course advertisements or advertising, if you will. You see, we live in a world where almost everyone, I think, has lots of possessions, really. So if you're someone who loves reading books, then you probably have lots of books. If you are someone who loves playing games, then you probably have like at least a device that allows you to play games, which may or may not be separate from what you might call your phone or your smartphone. Okay, and if you're into fashionable clothes, then you probably have lots of it. And I'm not saying that buying is necessarily wrong or morally wrong. It's just that if you're going to look at how society operates nowadays and how media operate nowadays, we are almost always, I think, and every time exposed to advertisements. And many of those advertisements are very subtle. So for example, if you're reading even if you're watching, videos on YouTube or shopping online, and if you're someone who loves reading books, news tell you that this author has published a new book, or there's a new edition for the book that you already have. So it's already a form of advertisement, and you're exposed to a form of advertisement already. And then if you're someone who loves playing games, then it may be the case that you're not maybe watching videos about new consoles or new games, and it may be the case that you're not shopping online, but then you find yourself watching a professional match between that pro player and this pro player, and then you see them using their own consoles, their own arcade sticks or controllers, and that's already a form of advertisement. And the algorithm is good at advertising things. So you watch one video and then you find yourself bombarded with videos that are related to what you're just watching. So it's we live in a world of advertisements, and many of us, I think, fall prey into just purchasing. And so even before we know it, we don't have much money left, right? I think we've been made to believe that, for example, the more books that we have, the more knowledgeable we are going to be, and the happier we will be. Or that if you're a gamer and if you only buy the latest console or the latest game or the latest patch or the latest arcade stick or controller, then you're just gonna be good at playing games or you're going to be better at playing games, and you're just going to be happier. But we find that that's not really true. And so we live in a world where people buy things now and then they realize that they're not happy with the purchase, and then they sell them much later because they regret having bought the product in the first place. So we live in a world where constant dissatisfaction happens every time, it seems to me. Like it's a thing. Like, society and the media enable it, and they even cause it, and people just buy into their narratives, unfortunately. And if you're someone who loves learning English, or you simply want to speak English and communicate, then there are people out there, total a-holes, who would tell you your accent is bad, so you buy a course in accent reduction, or your grammar is just broken, it's substandard, so you buy their grammar course, even if everyone perfectly understands you. And so we live in a society where consumerism is preached, really, in very subtle ways. So what do we do with it? I think that, well, I'm not saying that, again, buying things is morally wrong, nor am I saying that, wanting something that you don't own is bad. But what I'm saying is, I think we should examine how we are made to purchase things and buy into narratives. We have the ability to practice introspection. Advertisements are not within our power, but our ability to buy or not buy into the narratives and purchase or not purchase the products are things that are within our power. And basically, in a way, we are responsible for our happiness. Society and the media want us to feel dissatisfied and unhappy. But once you know that, then you realize that it's all a mess. You have power over it. You have your rational faculty to exercise. Whether or not you believe in any narrative is completely up to you. Whether or not you think it's even reasonable to buy anything is completely up to you. Right? So, I think we should be exercising our rational faculties and examine how society and the media make us want to believe that, what they're selling are necessary when in fact they're not, really. Thank you very much.